Well, hello there, everybody. Feels like it's been a few weeks since I've had a live stream, an impromptu live stream. Who's out there today? Who's catching me live? Uh, you know, even though I only decided that I was going to do a live stream just this very second because I got a package delivered to my door, and I think all of you would be interested to know what is in this box. We have MFLOHR, MFloor74. Nice to see ya. Great username. Not exactly sure what it means, but that's okay. What do you think's in here? I have a pretty good idea because they're coming in order. But this is going to be stuff that's going to come out in March. Oops, forgot to do the top one. Oh, last name Floor. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Williams here. Taylor Talks Comics. James, as usual, checking it out. Surprise unboxing. That's right. They're always a surprise. I like to try and do them as soon as they come to my door. So this came just a couple hours ago, and um, then this was the soonest opportunity that I was able to get. Looks like there's two in here. Ah, okay, let's see. Oh, these are actually both really good ones. Wolverine. Wolverine Epic Collection, Volume 14. You can tell by this outfit what era we're covering now. We're in the Grant Morrison era of Wolverine. This is covering the period of Wolverine from 2000 to 2002. Wolverine number 159 to 172, plus annual 2000 and annual 2001. Um, yeah, Frank Thierry, Jorge Santamaria, Sean Chen, Mark Teixeira, Dan Fraga. A lot of good names there. Want to see what looks like inside? Looks like some Brood action there. That's kind of cool. You know, I never read Wolverine during this era. I kind of tapped out before this, um, kind of around what is it? Apocalypse the 12. Remember that storyline? I stopped reading a lot of the X titles around then, and so this is all new for me. I haven't read any of this stuff, but it looks kind of cool. I can't tell you if there's going to be any spoilers here because I wouldn't even know what would be considered a spoiler. But so this is post 90s. So 90s went very kind of extreme with the art and everything like that, and then in 2000 they kind of reined it back in a little bit. So we have a more realistic looking Logan. He looks more like a person rather than a character, especially looking through the 90s who like had no nose and that kind of stuff. Um, Even the coloring, even though it's computer coloring, the coloring is a little bit more subdued as well. It's not nearly as in your face as it was in the 90s. Uh, a lot of blue hues and gray tones to evoke a very moody nature of Wolverine. It looks like here. This is very nice. One of the things that the computer coloring does really nicely is bright, bright fire. So I really like the contrast there. What some of you are saying. Love these unboxings for early glimpses of epics. Once Claremont and Jim Lee left, done with the X-Men in the 90s. Yeah, sorry, William. I stayed on for a longer because that was kind of actually my main collecting was in the 90s. I only got into comics in the very tail end of the 80s. So the 90s was kind of what I read a lot of. But yeah, interesting stuff. This page looks a little bit more 90s, doesn't it? With the colors, with the poses and everything like that. So a little bit of a carryover there, depending on who your artist is. I do like that cover though. That's kind of nice. Oh, maybe that's a spoiler. I won't show you that page. I just spoiled myself. Uh, oh, what is that? That looks pretty cool. Yeah, looks like we're gonna get some Lady Deathstrike action there. Oh, and Alpha Flight. Who wants Alpha Flight Epic Collections? I want Alpha Flight Epic Collections. We got a bunch of random appearances through the years collected in epics, but um, not an actual Alpha Flight Epic Collection. The Return of Weapon X. That's what this one's called. Volume 14. This is one of the epic collections that contains the most recent material. 2000 goes all the way up to 2002. Um, as we keep going along with the epic collections, we're getting less and less of the classic material because it's all out there. We're getting more and more of the 90s and such because there is just way more content. Spider Girl, Modern Era Epic Collection, Volume 1. So this is interesting because this is 1998 to 1999. So technically, this content is older than this content. This is 2002, 2002. So it's interesting that this one is classic, this one is modern, but this series went on for 100 issues. So yeah, they're going to call it modern because it's going to stretch way way down the road there. Um, who's read this one? Spider Girl. A lot of people um, wanted this as an epic collection, and here it is. However, a lot of people wanted them to start with volume 5 because the first four of the complete collections came out, and then they decided to scrap the complete collections in favor of the epic collections. Uh, I'm glad that they put out volume 1 first to hook a bunch of people, and also because volume 1 is out of print. It's hard to find, and it was also printed by Quad Graphics. Spider-Girl Complete Collection Volume 1 is one of those infamous books printed by a printing company that did terrible work. And so this is, I guess, an upgrade. This is the upgrade. Of course, you're going to have to deal with a different spine if you have all of the other complete collections. But coming later this year, Volume 5 is going to come out. We're getting two Spider-Girl Epic Collections this year. So Volume 1 now, Volume 5 later on down the road. So for those of you who collected the completes, there you go. Now, what is Spider-Girl, you may ask? It all started in an issue of What If. That's not this one. This is 0. Is the What If in here? Yeah, the What If is in here. Maybe it's at the back. I don't know. But it started as a what if. What if the daughter of Spider-Man had not died? Remember, if you know the Clone Saga, very famous story where Mary Jane loses the baby she was carrying, and so what if she never lost the baby? Turns out to be this character right here. And so that issue of What If was so popular that they decided to not just create a whole comic around it, but a whole universe around it. So there are, I think you can see on this first page, there's a modern Fantastic Four, there's a team of modern mutants, and there's a team of modern Avengers. All new, all different. There's some of them right there. Jubilee is on the Avengers. I think they call themselves A Next. Later on, they call themselves Avengers Next. Uh, it's all written by Tom DeFalco, and I'm a huge Tom DeFalco fan. I love his Fantastic Four. I love his Thor, and he is on Spider Girl the entire time. A Singular Vision, along with Pat Olliffe and Ron Frenz. It looks like Paul Ryan does some work here as well. And who else on here? I think that might be it. But yeah, it's like most of Tom DeFalco's stuff, it feels classic. It feels like, you're reading a Bronze Age comic or with lots of references or homage to the Silver Age. But especially these first issues, they start out really, really great. I actually haven't read much of this series. I don't even know if I've read all of the content in this book. Um, Dark Devil is another character. They're all, legacy offspring characters of the 616 counterparts. But yeah, this does this all came out right after the Clone Saga, so it does have a lot of ties to a lot of the characters and story threads that were happening to the contemporary Spider-Man comics at the time as well. There's the Wolverine counterpart. Her name is Wild Thing. There. If you know if you're Clone Saga, you should know that character right there. Speedball. He's just an old man now. Do you think we'll see Spider-Girl in Omni format at some point, or do you think they'll just stick with the complete Epic format? I think that, well, it seems like they're going full steam. It's possible, actually, that since they're doing Volume 5, they're skipping ahead to that they might put an Omni of the first 30 issues or whatever out maybe next year or the year after they have ample time to sell off this volume. That's very, very possible. But I bet you that'll come down the road. Spider-Girl seems to be perpetually a popular character, so I'm sure that'll happen. Uh, Rascal Wolf, what did you miss? We had a look at this one here, Wolverine Epic Collection, Volume 14, The Return of Weapon X. So these are the two new Epic collections that are coming out on March. Boy, should have looked that up. I never do. March 27. Should I do a little quick check? Yes, March 26th. March 26th. And that's, yeah, the end of the month. So you are getting a little sneak peek at what these books are like. And I'll be reading them this week and next week. So I'll be able to share my thoughts if you so want me to as well. There we go. Those are our epic collections for the day. Thanks for joining me on this impromptu live stream. Okay, we got one more question. Rodimus Prime Rib. Rodimus Prime Rib. Curtis, what is your most wanted epic? Either a reprint that you're missing or an epic book you really, really want to be released? I'm not missing any of them actually, so I'm okay there, but I would really like, well, I already said Alpha Flight. I think Alpha Flight would be really great. Um, I really want the Steranko era of Nick Fury, Agents of Shield from the '60s. Now I have a trade paperback with that material also, but it goes into the rest of his ongoing series that only lasted for I don't know a dozen issues or whatever, and those have never been in paperback. They're only in an Omni, and so I want to get that material. So I think you could get it all in 2 volumes, maybe even one. Although the Stan and Jack stuff leading into Stranko, I don't know if you can get all that into one, but that's what I'm looking for. I want a Nick Fury Agent of Shield Epic Collection line, and then there's lots of Nick Fury content. You can have Nick Fury versus Shield. There's a series in the '90s. There's I think there's another series after that. I don't know. Lots of guest appearances. I don't know if you'd include things like Project Pegasus or whatever, where he was more involved. Not really related, but looking at my shelf, and it's staggering seeing how many Star Wars epics there are. I think there are just over 50, like maybe 52 Star Wars epics. That's a lot. And they're starting to do the modern era Star Wars epic collections. Um, so that is quite something. In fact, Star Wars modern era Star Wars epic collections are coming in July, so that's only a few months away, if you can believe that. Yeah. Hi, Dennis. Kurtis literally has an epic library. Literally, that's very true. Nice trade paperback. Maybe I'll get the Spider Girl in number 1 and hoping for an Omni. Don't wait for the Omni. Just go for these ones. They're just so convenient, so nice to read. Sit in your comfy chair with a paperback. You don't need any of these massive books. Uh, by the way, I'm not against massive books. I have lots of big hardcovers like this one, but they're not my preferred way. If I had them in paperback, I think I'd appreciate it a little bit more, but it's not bad. Still not bad. Um, okay, everybody. That's all I had to share today. So I'm signing off. Thanks for watching this live stream, and I hope that everyone has a great rest of your week and do something fun. Get out there and enjoy life. And then let me see. I'm going to leave you with my theme song. Bye.